The 33rd President of the United States, Harry Truman, assumed office under extraordinary circumstances and went on to make pivotal decisions that would shape the post-World War II era. Serving from 1945 to 1953, Truman faced the challenges of the immediate aftermath of the war, the beginning of the Cold War, and the early stages of the Korean War. Harry Truman became the 33rd President of the United States on April 12, 1945, following the sudden death of President Franklin Roosevelt. Truman inherited the presidency at a critical juncture, just as World War II in Europe was reaching its conclusion. Little did he know that he would be faced with monumental decisions that would shape the course of history. One of Truman's first and most consequential decisions was the use of atomic weapons against Japan. In August 1945, he authorized the dropping of atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, a controversial and momentous act that hastened the end of World War II but also ushered in the nuclear age. The decision remains the subject of intense historical debate, with proponents arguing that it saved lives by avoiding a prolonged invasion of Japan, while critics contend that it caused unnecessary civilian casualties and set a dangerous precedent. With the war over, Truman faced the challenges of post-war reconstruction and the beginning of the Cold War, the ideological and geopolitical conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union. Truman articulated the Truman Doctrine, which committed the U.S. to providing economic and military assistance to nations threatened by communism. This doctrine set the stage for the policy of containment, aimed at preventing the spread of communism, and led to the Marshall Plan, an ambitious economic aid program for the reconstruction of war-torn Europe. Truman's presidency also saw the establishment of key Cold War institutions, such as the United Nations and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. The United States, under Truman's leadership, positioned itself as a global superpower committed to defending democratic values against the perceived threat of communism. In 1950, Truman faced another major international challenge with the outbreak of the Korean War. In response to North Korean aggression, he committed U.S. forces to support South Korea, marking the first significant military action of the Cold War. The conflict, however, ended in an uneasy stalemate, and Truman's decision to intervene was met with both support and criticism. Domestically, Truman grappled with the reconversion of the economy from wartime to peacetime, leading to post-war economic challenges. He also championed civil rights initiatives, issuing executive orders desegregating the military and establishing the President's Committee on Civil Rights. Truman's commitment to civil rights laid the groundwork for the broader civil rights movement that would gain momentum in the following decades. In the 1952 presidential election, Truman chose not to seek re-election, and Republican Dwight Eisenhower succeeded him in office. Truman returned to private life but remained active in public affairs, writing his memoirs and speaking out on issues of the day.